Well, guys, that was a lot of fun. And I just say, how happy I am for Gator fans. Happy I am for our players. I just love those guys. They've been through some things, and you know what? They just keep going. And it obviously was not pretty. But sometimes as you go through this business, it's about figuring out a way to win, and our guys figured out a way to win. We've got a lot of things we've got to do to continue to do to grow and get ready to go play a really good football team on the road. And, just again, all the people that made this happen, people here in the city, the responders, the police, to give us an opportunity to play in the swamp and give some people some relief. It was a great crowd. They had a lot to do with it and caused their team trouble. And that's what it's about, playing in the swamp and playing at home. That was pretty good. Injury-wise, Chauncey had an ankle. We'll see kind of where that is. He was kind of in and out. He gutted through it. Duke, I don't know where we'll be with him. We had to pull him. Got hit in the head, But with that being said, there were a bunch of rookies in there running around doing some things, and that'll be a cherished memory for those rookies as their time as being Gators moves forward. Questions?
Two things, Jim. First of all, can you take us through your emotions watching the ball in the air and watching the play?
Well, I go back. I wanted to bang a timeout. I was, if they would have missed the field goal, you can kill the clock. They had used a timeout, so the trigger term for killing it there, the trigger time was about 44 seconds. But at the same time, I wanted to leave us some, to give us an opportunity to get in range for Eddie, to be honest. I mean, and what was that range? You were about to find out. And then, right there at the end, I thought Felipe got the first down and where it was marked, and wanted to save in case we needed to get the field goal on an alert down situation. So I got, was kind of surprised there. At least, we didn't get a measure or whatever. But the way it was, I think everybody found out that Felipe can throw the ball a long ways in the air.
The second question was the last play designed to get 30 yards, say, and give Eddie a chance? And last 2 years ago, you gave us the play call. So can you give us a play call again?
Yeah, it was train ride open, Big Ben in.
Same one.
Same exact play.
You got to run that more.
No, I'm with you. Believe me, I've thought about it.
Well, I was going to ask, just Felipe's arm strength. How does that just kind of open up the playbook there when you have a guy like that?
Well, he had some plays he'd like to have back, but you know what? Getting a win under your belt, playing a SEC opponent, I think he'll just continue to get a little better. And we did some decent things. Obviously, went backwards a couple times when we got down around, on the other side when we flipped the field. We started to discover, getting some touches with some guys. So we got to continue to work on that. Thought we got off our double teams up front way too early in the run game, and yet, Malik's fumble. Heck of a play by their guy, man. That was a heck of a play by their guy, and then we come out at half and pop a big run and spit it on the ground. We can't do that, especially next week on the road. Playing a really good opponent.
What was the atmosphere like in the locker room, on that field? I mean, who were you hugging and slapping five with? And
I probably, there were lots of them, but I was more, nothing to do about me. I just enjoyed watching the guys. I just enjoyed seeing them, their excitement, because I know how hard they've worked. I know what they've put into it. So for me, it was just seeing the people in the organization enjoying the moment. And, sometimes things like that are really special. And I've got some burned images in my mind that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life.
Robbie, what can a finish like that do for a young quarterback's confidence as you move forward?
Well, hopefully he starts the game that way next week. That's kind of what we got to do. But, no, it was interesting because, it's something obviously not that kind of deal, but we work those situations. We knew what the kick line was. He was very calm. I think the one thing I saw out of it is he was just very calm. Didn't get rattled after, the interception. And, let's my hat's off to them. They stuck in there, and we had an opportunity to probably put the game away and didn't do it. Their guys came back, and then our guys answered. I think our defense, came up big. I mean, those turnovers, obviously them missing points, with their field goal, and all those things. At the end of the day, I think the Gators won.
And the defense seemed to be on the field most of the second half. How big was it for them to come up with that stop, have first and goal from the 9?
No, it's unbelievable. I thought we were ready after half. We came and, shut them out, got the ball back, immediately ran. I don't know what it was. We said we wanted to come out and be physical, and we had a physical run, and then we spit it on the ground, and then we lose the field position part again. And then, obviously, with the explosive run by Malik, didn't take much time off the clock. And so they were out there a bunch. Our time of possession, I'm sure, wasn't great, but we'll take the win.
Thomas?
Looked like you guys went to a lot more shotgun this week. How much did that, you think, help Franks?
We did kind of, probably more so just kind of with some of the fly stuff we had in, it was part of the plan, but it wasn't necessarily just, hey, we're going to be in shotgun the whole game. I do think he likes it back there. However, I think that there's some need to get under two to help your play action game.
Overall, offensively, Mac, what would you like to see them do a little bit better?
Well, just playing with some consistency, playing with some energy, and playing with, get to the line and go. Just because when they do that, they go play pretty good. And yet, it's almost like I talked to him. It's sometimes in life, it's not about being afraid to be wrong, but rather think what it is to be right. And we just wait to shoot ourselves. And afraid to make a mistake, instead of just cutting it loose and going. And it doesn't matter the play, just go play it fast. And don't be afraid to make a mistake. And, I think we'll get there. But got a lot of work to do. But I will say this. I like this football team. And I like these guys in that locker room. And I'll say again, what they've been through, it was great to see the joy on their face.
Kevin?
Coach, a couple of defensive questions. You were harping on tackling all week. It seemed like for 3 quarters it was very good, and then the fourth quarter kind of
Yeah.
broke down. How much of that was the
Well, and
fatigue factor?
I kind of think that goes a little bit to the question that we had about how long our defense was out there, especially in the second half. I do think they wore a little bit. Voshan was out, as you saw. We had, thought, Garcia and Richard did an outstanding job in there. I think Moon played more than he's ever played. Part of that with the nickel piece that when Duke went down. So obviously we had some guys that, I think they wore on us a little bit. And we did miss some tackles. Up to that point, I thought for the most part our guys did a heck of a job. That the interception again by Henderson. When you take a look at that, one of the Bam Bam twins got in there for a play and caused the guy to get a little nervous. That was huge. I just think it was really good for all the young guys. More than that, I'm just happy for all the Gators out there.
And you're relying on 2 freshman corners at the end of the game, and they seemed to hold up pretty well.
2 freshman corners, freshman nickel. We might have freshman safety too. It's great, man.
Edgar, before your question, we do have 2 Florida players in the back, so we'll couple final questions for Coach.
Speaking of freshmen, Kadarius, at one point he looked like the whole offense. I mean, he was like the best thing going. I mean, what is he just bringing to the mix?
Well, there's something that's pretty cool about having a human joystick out there, and but he's got to still learn and learn how to play and do some things. But obviously, as we talked during the week, he was a guy that we felt needed to get touches, and he's an electric guy, man.
And you're saying whatever the team's been through, we saw some comment Brad Nessler, I guess, put out there. You'd spoken to him leading up to the game about just how these suspensions have just been hard on the team and in the locker room.
No, I wouldn't say in the locker room. I think they probably took it out of context. One of the things that happens to you is you're missing a bunch of guys that that now the rep multiplier that happens to you. The guys that got to be backups now in special teams that were starters, to be able, to have the depth part. And I do think, when you lose some guys you're close to, that's human nature. But, I will say this. I think this was a pretty good remedy for that.
And just in that, just how big was this for just this program? I mean, it was a
I
tough
wouldn't
season
say
opener.
for the program. That's not it. It's what it's great for. Mm-hmm. It's great for these players, and it's great for the people in the city of Gainesville and all the Florida fans. That's what it's great for.
And we'll wrap it up with Nick, because we have 3 Florida players in the back.
I thought you said 2.
Nick can barely talk, so he's going to suck it up here.
I sound like Nuss.
There you go. He does sound like Nuss.
The impact, if any, of Nuss going upstairs.
Yeah, no. I thought he, I thought it. We'll see when we break it down. I mean, he's been up there before as well, and I think it was just a good opportunity for him to be able to see the whole thing, and I think there were some good things that we did at times as far as change ups. So
Thanks, guys.
thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.